Good and decent people of YouTube, welcome to Political Drain, where we sift through the sewage at the end of a long pipeline of corporate media in order to expose the liars and the charlatans hell-bent on manipulating you for power and for profit. My name is Bruce Lively, and no, you're not crazy. Now this is new. You may have seen my short that I put out on the 3 college graduates in Vermont who were shot. Of course, we don't know exactly why yet again, but the college students or the college graduates were wearing traditional Palestinian wear and once again shot. I don't know how to emphasize that more. We'll find out the real reason why soon enough, but I find it coincidental that when this happened was the last day of a 4-day ceasefire agreed upon by Israel and Hamas. There are factions looking to extend the ceasefire for humanitarian aid and to curtail the bloodshed that has been going on in this war for weeks now that has taken the lives of over 10,000 people at time of recording, many of them women and children. There are also factions trying to turn this brief pause into a more permanent deal. But today we got some really good news. You see, the ceasefire for 4 days has been extended for 2 more. So there's no more bloodshed there. Hamas being the gigantic elephant in the room when it comes to hostages, they have a lot to release. But a ceasefire has been called, a pause, a peace. Now I'm going to tell you why absolutely none of that matters. Absolutely none of that matters. And I'll let you know after the next story that you absolutely need to hear. See, this is from the Midas Touch Network out of Ireland. Riots broke out in Dublin, Ireland last week following a stabbing attack outside a primary school in the city center. 5 people were injured, including the assailant, along with 3 children and an adult staff member. The motive of the attacker and his identity are not yet known, other than the fact that he's an Irish citizen in his 40s. Early reports that the assailant was a migrant were proven wrong. Nevertheless, far-right groups online spread the rumors that an Algerian migrant had carried out the attack. Anti-immigrants online chatter called on the people to descend on the city center to protest crime and protect our children. The rioting and looting ensued. I repeat, people, the 4-day ceasefire has been extended to a 6-day ceasefire, starting today if you see this on Tuesday. But even though the armies in the war zone have found a way to stop warring for a simple 6 days, we found a way to bring the war back home. And the reason why there's a ceasefire in the war zone, but we find a way to bring it here, is the same reason why Dr. Martin Luther King told us injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere. Because he understood the connectedness of humanity. We're all connected. Likewise, when you choose to have a side, no matter what, I'm on this side because these guys are terrorists guaranteed. And you tend at that point to overlook the indecency or the war crimes by your side. It just becomes that much easier to take the war home. The Israeli generals and politicians are beating their chests talking about how many war crimes they commit. I guarantee you there's a certain segment of you that said instinctively almost, well, what about the terrorists? They do that all the time. My answer is yes, they do. That's what terrorists do. The question is, when did we become okay with it? When you choose sides, that means you have to go with one or the other. But when you choose peace, That means you're not tied to a side anymore. Those who've chosen sides will allow the war crimes by one. And when an injustice happens anywhere and it's overlooked, injustice is everywhere. I just want you to look at the trends, see what's happening. Understand that these people are choosing sides and both sides commit war crimes. We have to choose, what side are you on? Not Israel or Gaza, peace or war. And whichever side is on that, we can feel comfortable backing them. We don't have to make excuses for them at that point. And a ceasefire might actually mean ceasefire. I'll see you in the next one.